So what we're seeing is that in the Bill of Rights, from the First to the Eighth Amendments, it appears that the dominant focus is upon the relationship of individuals to the federal government. And it lists things that the federal government may not do and ways in which it may not interfere with persons. But then the 9th and the 10th Amendments change. The 9th Amendment says, in part, that the enumeration of certain rights doesn't deny others retained by the people, suggesting that the Bill of Rights wasn't intended to list all the rights you have. And this might be understood in part as trying to answer some of Alexander Hamilton's concerns, that this might suggest that our rights are coming from government. Then finally, in the 10th Amendment, it says, the powers not delegated to the United States, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Actually, the 10th Amendment was unnecessary. It had stated what was already implicit in the original Constitution, which was that the U.S. government only has the explicit powers given to it, and everything else is reserved to the states or the people. But this is, in case of any confusion, we are stating that explicitly. So let's look at a few takeaways from the Bill of Rights. First of all, what most students think is most essential to their Constitution is an afterthought. It was added on and is the result of a compromise. Secondly, it appears that Hamilton may have been right to be concerned that the Bill of Rights, in a perverse way, could augment the power of the federal government. Sometimes we forget that the Supreme Court is a branch of the federal government, and the interpretation of these provisions have become within its domain, and by virtue of giving it meaning, it has augmented its power. But even so, most of us think a Bill of Rights was still a great idea, especially those all-important First and Second Amendments, for the following reasons. That in the First Amendment, it clarifies how religion serves a political order. It does so through the conscience of persons, which must be respected. Secondly, it protects the relationships that we will have forged through communication with one another. It provides an additional way of keeping our government accountable, because through speech and press and petitioning, we can heighten some of the government's shortcomings. And finally, these provisions put the onus upon government to treat those who it prosecutes with dignity. So for those of us who understand that the dignity of the human person is fundamental in government, the Bill of Rights can be our friend.